Bridging the Gap to Higher Education is a focal point of our visit with Chancellor Phoebe Hatton from Rutgers-Camden. And with Latinas leading the growth of entrepreneurships in the United States, we learned the benefits of the Latina Small Business Expo taking place in New Jersey. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose to get lost in the woods to gain experience in forest management.
Choose to travel through time to understand the past.
Choose to soar to pursue a career in dance.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. Rutgers-Camden has become an important part of South Jersey's higher education landscape under the direction of nationally respected Chancellor Phoebe Hatton. I'm thrilled to have the Chancellor here with us. Chancellor, thank you for coming on. Welcome to Latino Motion.
I'm pleased to be here. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the expansion and growth of the university. Rutgers-Camden and certainly has changed the landscape here in South Jersey. Tell me a little bit about that growth.
Yes. So we're the small, nurturing version of Rutgers University. We're a system of 3 major universities at this point, but Rutgers-Camden is the smaller version. So in contrast to Rutgers, New Brunswick, for example, which has over 65,000 people, we have 7,000
big
students
difference.
and faculty. Yes, and we've had a history of supporting first-generation students and being involved with making sure that they are really proficient by having them participate with our faculty in their research.
Now, we want to talk about some of the initiatives you have ongoing, but let's continue to talk about some of that growth. And I know you recently opened up a nursing and science facility. Tell me about that.
Yes, that happened just last week, grand opening. It was wonderful, and it was well attended not only by our university, but also by many of our community supporters, as well as public officials and others. It was a wonderful event. The building itself is state-of-the-art in every respect, classroom learning as well as laboratories, and it has some of the most outstanding equipment that is available across the world.
And obviously the nursing bachelor's degree is very important now. We both sit on health system boards.
Yes.
And the requirement for nursing is much higher, not just an associate's degree,
That's
really
right.
a bachelor's degree now.
That's right. There's been a great push for that, and our nursing school, which is only 5 years old, it used to be part of arts and sciences. So after 5 years, we've developed not only the BA or BS programs, but we've also developed graduate programs and a PhD program.
And you have a number of other facilities as well, besides the new nursing and science building.
Yes. So along Cooper Street, we've had great development. So we have a writer's house right next door to the Chancellor's building. That is wonderful because it's for our MAT students, our Masters in the Art of Teaching. But it has wonderful old fireplaces that replicate what was around in the late 19th and 20th century.
You also are getting involved in some other joint ventures with Rowan University.
Yes. So as part of our development of a EDS and MEDS corridor, we have the nursing school, which is right next to the City Hall. But we also, in the process of groundbreaking a building that is a joint building, a joint science building that is a partnership of Rowan and Rutgers. And that's by legislation. It's an opportunity for us to get together, and the scientists especially to have an opportunity to kind of interact with each other.
We want to continue. We want to talk a little bit about bridging the gaps.
Yes.
So we'll be right back. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. I'm here with Rutgers-Camden Chancellor Phoebe Hatton as we discuss bridging the gap to college tuition. Chancellor, one of the obstacles for higher education for many students is affordability, being able to pay for college. Tell me about this program that you initiated at Rutgers.
Yes, well, we were very interested in making sure that the students that we have enrolled actually succeed in their college education. But we also were interested in growing. So one of the ways we could do that was to increase the number of people who were interested and could afford to attend a Rutgers University-Camden experience.
Walk me through the numbers. So could cut the amount of tuition you're paying dramatically, even to the point that it could be free.
Yes.
Tell me about that program.
Yes, so what we have done is use both the federal and the state funding that is available, such as Pell Grants,
Right.
To cobble together the support that is available for the lowest income people to about the middle income people who come to our campus. So from the 0 to 60,000 income students, with the federal and the state grants, been able to put in enough so that they can have free tuition. And some of the services related to the college experience.
So 60 to 80 is 75%.
Yes.
And then 80 to 100,000 is 50%.
Yes.
So that really takes a burden off, particularly
many families in South Jersey and elsewhere who might be interested.
Let's talk about the success. You started this program a couple years ago.
Yes. This is the second year that we've had it, and 2016 was really extraordinary because of this growth. We were able to get 83% more first-year students who were African American, 61% more first-year students who were Latino, and all told, we had an increase of about 45% in terms of our student body. So it was a really wonderful opportunity.
How does an individual who's interested go about to applying?
Yes, so they file the FAFSA form that most scholarship support is requiring these days, and we enable them to come to workshops if they'd like, so that they can get some help filing the FAFSA form. But if they qualify under the FAFSA form in the cohorts that I'm talking about, then they get the tuition support.
So this is great news, and certainly we'll put up the website if anyone's more interested in more information.
Yes.
Get that information. We want to continue about some other gaps.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with Chancellor Hatton as we continue to discuss access to higher education. We discussed some of the bridges, and certainly bridging the gap for higher education, particularly for paying for college, is an important one.
Yes.
But we also have students who are undocumented,
Yes.
and there's also an avenue through Rutgers
Yes.
for those students to also get an education. Tell me about that.
Yes, so in Rutgers as a whole, We have about 500 DACA students. At Rutgers-Camden, which is, of course, smaller than some of the other campuses, we have about 70 students who we know that are DACA. And, of course, a lot of people don't want to actually give that kind of information, the more so recently. So we're estimating. And most recently, we convened a group with the help of Congressman Norcross to shed light on the issues related to the DACA students. And many students did come to that event, though they didn't want to talk about their names.
Well, let's talk about some of the other initiatives, particularly for the minority community, the undocumented, and you also have a immigration community assistance program. Tell me a little bit about that.
We have a number of clinics. The Rutgers Law School, which is located both in Newark as well as in Camden, has a number of clinics on each of the campuses. But we're very proud now that we have a Rutgers Assistance Program that is directly interested in supporting immigrant communities.
Very, very important, and certainly that this is all available to students as well as their family?
Yes. So what we do is give assistance for the students to fill out the forms that they are required to fill out, but also the clinic is available for answering any questions related to their status or related to anything else that may come up as a result of legislation or otherwise.
Very important. Yes. So wish you continued success, and I know that this college is part of the Camden Rising.
Yes.
So how is that faring out so far?
Yes, so I have to say that Camden is rising. We've already talked about a number of buildings that we have on the docket, including one that is a joint program, but also on the books is an opportunity for us to increase by having a business school in the near future. That's part of what we do. But we're also very much committed to working with the new partners that have come into Camden already and that will be coming in as a result of Camden Rising. So we have a partnership with the 76ers right down the street located already in Camden, and Lockheed Martin that has relocated some of their employees nearer to Camden. And so what we've been doing is working with them to have workforce development opportunities and other programs in the community, but also to interact with our students in experiential learning programs.
Certainly, that's very important, particularly for the growth of businesses that want to look for places that have good education. Yes. and development and strong support for workforce.
That's exactly right.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this vital information with our audience, and hope to have you back in the future.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. Last year, a Time magazine article reported that Latinas are the fastest growing demographics for entrepreneurs in the United States. I'm happy to once again have Susana Bowman with LatinasInBusiness.us to discuss this movement. And Susana, welcome back to Latino Motion.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about the phenomenon in terms of the growth of Latino businesses, but particularly for Latinas.
Right. So I actually received a new report this morning, stating that Latino businesses in general, Hispanic businesses in general across the country are continuing to grow at a staggering rate. I think over 4 million now Hispanic businesses, but particularly in New Jersey, we have approximately 36% of all businesses belong to Hispanic businesses, and 19 of them are owned by Latinas.
So 19% of all businesses in New Jersey are Latina, which is it's a big number.
It's a big number. Yes, it is. Yes.
What do you owe the success in terms of the growth for Latina businesses?
I think there is a big movement in many different aspects because they come from all walks of life. You have the micro businesses starting a small catering business or hair salon or jewelry or clothing, and then you have also Latinas leaving corporate America to start their own businesses because they encounter a lot of obstacles to climb the ladder. So they come from different walks of life, and they really access some important opportunities to become successful.
What are some of the major obstacles that Latinos face, and Latinos in general, but especially Latinos face in opening up and starting their business?
Right. So it's been discussed many times, and I have my own take on this, because usually we say access to capital or not knowing the system. Sometimes it is also language barriers. But I think mostly is isolation. Okay. You know, I've been a business owner for over 20 years, and I know that you just keep going. You just, don't ask sometimes for help. I started at a time where there were no mentors, or people didn't talk about mentoring each other. So isolation is one big. We have to get them together, bring them together, and show them the resources that are out there.
So that's why it's important to reach out for those resources, and you try to provide that through your magazine. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. So we provide resources and information, and also we promote them for free, because one of the problems, you never have a budget to advertise your small business. Right. So if there's 5 employees or less, we promote them for free.
That's a big help. Yes,
it is. In social media, we do a feature article, we show their product, and we also try to bring them to our signature events during the year.
And we'll put up the website, so if they want to take advantage of that opportunity to advertise for free in your magazine, they could do that.
Correct. Yes. They can contact me directly, Susana at latinasinbusiness.us.
We want to get into a big event that you have upcoming, an expo. We'll be right back in this next segment. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion. Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with Susana Bowman on the upcoming Latina Small Business Expo, and this is coming up pretty soon. What's the date?
November 9th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
So tell me a little bit about the expo and who you think should attend the expo.
Okay, so this is very exciting for us because we have done, it's the Latina Small Business Expo and Pitch Competition.
Okay.
And we had the pitch competition, this is the 3rd year in a row, but we added the Latina Small Business Expo. So really we're growing, it's a bigger event because we want them to come and participate. Any small business can, anyone who has a small business can participate at the expo, but only Latina small businesses can pitch.
Tell me, what do you mean by pitch?
So because we help them promote their businesses, we gather a media juror panel with the relevant media in the region, and they pitch their business in front of this media. 3 minutes, then they have Q&A session, and whoever wins the pitch, they get promoted in all the media participated at the event.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing. Again, this is all helping Latina businesses to continue to get promoted and continue to grow.
Because they don't have the ability to really reach to, advertising dollars or do a lot of, you're running your business, so you don't have the time for social media, and that's what we help them with.
So tell me a little bit about the agenda for the expo and so who are some of the speakers.
Okay, so we are very, very grateful and very excited about the support that we're getting. We have Aisha Glover, who is the president and CEO of Newark Community Economic Development Center. They have given us their full support because it's in Newark at NJIT. Who is also our co-host. Then we are having Karen Can. She is the CEO of I Fund Women, an organization that only funds women businesses. Wow. And she's dedicated to the female economy. And we are going to have Luis de la Hoz, who is the Vice President of the Statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
He's been here on the show before.
He has been here before. And our two sponsors, main sponsors are Bank of America and Mass Mutual Tri-State.
So you're providing a lot of information, access to capital, and again, trying to help Latina businesses continue to promote themselves.
Right. We don't provide the capital, actually,
right,
but we provide the resources, and we make the connections to accelerators, to courses, to, for instance, Rutgers Business School in Newark. We are working with them in different programs. So we try, yes, to bring them to advance, and there is an interesting, if we have the time, little statistic. If we expand these businesses in a certain amount of years, hiring 2 to 3 employees a year, we can really take care of the unemployment rate in this country.
That's wonderful.
It is.
Well, that's all the time we have, unfortunately, but thank you for sharing this information. Again, the event is on November the 9th. Thank you for sharing this, and thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose to get your feet wet, to learn more about protecting our environment. Choose to read minds, to understand the human brain.
Choose to get your hands dirty, to create a masterpiece.
Stockton University offers 50 high-quality academic programs, small class sizes, and affordable tuition. Choose to match your interests and talents at one of New Jersey's nationally ranked universities.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.